Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Hi, Lorna. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Lucy Lou. Whoops. It jumped. All right, you guys. So, welcome to 1111 True Crime. Mama D coming at ya with a special prayer request for Lucy Lou, whose mother is going to open heart surgery tomorrow. So, please put your head down and say a loving prayer. And we wish your mom and you great success, right? Healing. Hi, Tracy Gear in Chair 63. Good to see you. Jenny says, I made a live finally. Ah, Jenny love, welcome back. We did miss you. You know, if you guys do need a break every once in a while from true crime, it is so healthy. It truly is. And once you step away, you come back, you're refreshed, and you're ready to fight crime again. Even superheroes need a break, right? Hi, Nettie. How are you, lovely? Debbie Gazzardo, hello. This is going to be good. Show you the beautiful bean footage, says Lorna. All right, you guys, without further ado, let's get going. So, this comes from Bubbly Waters, and it is off the Linda Lane footage, okay? Now, hopefully you can hear. You're going to have to get your headphones on and turn your volume up as loud as you can. So for me, you guys, and you're going to hear the Velociraptors in the background playing. They're playing tug of war. They've got their rope, and they're having a great time. They're full of piss and vinegar today. Hey, Batgirl, dodging bullets. A bouquet, hello, hello, Michaela Miller. And Debbie Johnson, hello, from Tuscan, Arizona. Oh, wow, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, okay, Jenny, you're stronger than I am. Jenny says, I so want to watch Harmony get justice, but cannot handle the trial. So I am exactly the same when it comes to let's switch off this topic of the Idaho 4 minute. Let's talk about a few little girls that have been coming to my heart and little boys. My heart always will have a place for children. Because they are the ultimate victims of absolute trust. They trust and they get hurt. And it hurts me, it hurts all of you. And when I look at Harmony Montgomery's case, you and I both know, if you've been with me over 1 minute of being with me, look back at the history of all my tarot readings and what my belief is. And I always told you that Daddy stored me in the refrigerator, that Daddy threw me away like trash, that Daddy had me in a cooler. I said all this long before Kayla ever opened her mouth. And I didn't get that because somebody told it to me. I got that. And remember, I said it happened in the back of a car. Remember, I said I'm in the back seat of Daddy's car. All that came true. Like, I don't go and toot my own horn, but everything I said in the Harmony Montgomery case was very detailed. And it it really bothers me because I experienced visions like Harmony gave me actually I like the view of sitting in the back seat as a child myself. And so I felt like it was so intense for all those months to get it out. Then I called the FBI and I'm like, I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I need to protect the bridge. I know you've heard 1,000 calls, but I'm telling you right now, go to one of their old houses, one of their old places, and look in a fridge. And I'm like, not thinking she's there anymore, but check there. And I came on and everybody knew that that was where I thought Harmony was. And then they went and looked in the fridge. And though they didn't find enough in there, they did find enough to keep going. And yes, she had been in the fridge. So when I look at that, I can't go into that case now because I feel it is so depressing. Yes, I want justice. And I am so glad that there are those people making sure that Adam is getting the just desserts that he deserves. Like he needs to never have access to children ever again. That's the main thing. Ever. In my opinion. And I can't watch it though. I can't. I know I'm going like off on a tangent here, but I feel you, Jenny. It's a trigger for me. It's truly a trigger. I can't do it. Hi, Elena. Hi, Kim Barnier. Sending love and light, power, and prayer for your mama, Lucy Lou. Oh, thank you, Kim. That is so kind of all of you to send that love. Hi, Summer Snow. Marietta Rosser. Yeah, me too. Made my first live. She says, thank you. Learned a lot from your videos. Oh, that's wonderful. All right, you guys. So I want to get into this right away. This is calls Murphy's name and then whistles. And I have been sent a lot of Linda Lane videos. And I'm talking hundreds of little clips where people say, do you hear him screaming Ethan's name? Do you hear him screaming Xana's name? Do you hear a scream? Do you hear this? And I listen, and I'm very honest, and I'm like, I don't. I don't hear anything. I hear a bunch of noise and a car start and somebody take off, but I'm not hearing what you guys want me to hear, and I'm not trying to say it's not there. I just don't hear it. So when I got this, it blew my mind because it's so clear. And I was like, oh my God. Somebody is yelling in a male voice, Murphy. And then they don't just whistle once, but they cat whistle, dog whistle, if you know what I mean. Like it is definitely what you would do to get your dog's attention. So what male is out there screaming for mercy? I'd say yelling for Murphy and whistling for him. And then the next question I have, and that would be towards Bubbly Waters, would be, my dear, can you please get the timestamp for all of us and we'll work together? Because you caught something here that it lifted the hair on the back of my neck. And it's not just because somebody's calling the dog, but it's because of theory I've been working in progress theory I've had that Murphy got lost because of something Olivia, Kaylee's sister, said. Okay, if that made any sense, we'll get back into it. We're going to play this. I'll just let it loop. I'll let it go 3 times, and then we can come back, and we'll play it again. Here we go. Whistles. Okay, now this time, you guys, on the playthrough, I'm going to hit it up and let you know when. Okay, here we go. Murphy! First whistle. Second whistle. Third little quick-a-go whistle. Whizzle. Let's listen again. Murphy! Whistle. Long whistle. Quick little whistle. Right? Are you hearing it? Give me a 1 if you're hearing this, you guys. Murphy! Whistle. Long whistle. Quick whistle. Okay. Oh. All right, you guys. Wow, I am so glad others are hearing it. Bubbly Waters. I am so impressed and eternally thankful that you're doing the work that you're doing because that gave me shivers. We're going to get into the theory why that's so important to me. And I was like, oh my golly, part of my theory. See, you want to put a theory out there, but then it doesn't matter if there's nothing to back it up. There has to be something solid to say, well, that's plausible, right? All right. Let's see here. What are you guys doing? Oh my golly. Jenny Troglin. Thank you, my lovely, for gifting 5 True Crime memberships. We've got Debbie Johnson, Marriott Roser, Elise Kuhn, C.A. Bebenford, and Larissa Lale. Welcome, my beautifuls. Welcome to Starlights. Thank you, Jenny. That is so kind of you. We greatly appreciate you. Nettie gifted 5. So we have Hey Nay, Hoping for Answers, Trina Dickerson, Elbor K, and Dream Weaver. Welcome to Starlights, you guys. Thank you, Nettie. You guys, thank you so incredibly much. Jenny and Nettie, you guys, like, you rock the house. You rock the house. I want to hear it again. I want to hear it again. So, we're going to get into it. I don't know what hour, you guys. That's what I want from Bubbly Water. So hit up over to her channel. Give her some love. Put some DNA on her like button. Maybe subscribe if that's your thing. Review her content. But hit her up and be like, hey, can you share what time this happened? Because it would really help. Debbie Johnson says, thanks for the gifted membership. Dreamweaver says, not sure what time yet. Definitely sounds like a whistle to me. Trina Dickinson, welcome to 1111 True Crime. You said sounds like a whistle. I can hear it say Murphy. Bravo Bree, hello and welcome to 1111 True Crime. At what hour of night was this video taken? I know, right? That's what I want to know. We're together on that. Hey, Stephen A. Have to turn it up really loud, but you can hear it. Absolutely. And welcome, Stephen A., to our 1111 True Crime. Gene Miller would like to know where Jack and Murphy are living now. Ooh. Well, I hope Murphy's just safe. I don't want anybody knowing where he lives. He's a fur baby. But I am wondering where Jack lives. Even though that would be the same, right? Made no sense just now, did I? See, you're right. Kim Bernier says Murphy would know the voice and the whistle. And absolutely that whistle. Because no matter who you are, when you get bonded enough to a dog that you could go out and yell for them at a distance, you develop a certain signature whistle to call that dog back. And that means come. It's the same thing as saying the word come. And so when that person does that little extra wiggle, that's specific for Murphy. Murphy could be too far out for the person to retrieve. So my guess, and I don't think I have to leap too far, is that Murphy is roaming loose, right? So Kim Jocelyn is saying, allegedly, it was right after 2 a.m. Perfect. I hope you're right. I really do. Oh, Bravo Bree says Murphy is doing good. We see pictures of him posted regularly. That is great. Very distinctive whistle, says Illy Man. Thank you for joining us, you guys. Okay. So what came to my mind, and I want to walk the theory again, is that this was premeditated and that these individuals, and I say individuals with an S, that are the perpetrators, are fully aware of what takes place when the girls arrive home. on a normal basis. So what I'm saying is they've studied the routine, or they've been in the home long enough to know that when everybody gets home, they naturally toilet their dog, but that these girls don't necessarily walk the dog, but they let their dog out. And that is the key to what Kaylee's sister said. We know they got home at 1:52 a.m. because they let their dog out. Now, many people will go on to say that Olivia says they walked their dog. Well, I've never believed that they walked their dog, even if she says that. The boys are crying because Jack's taking a nap and Lucky wants to play. And he's like, oh, come on. That's my dogs. But keep in mind, if this group of people, these hoodlums that are doing this action, this atrocious act, if they are premeditating this, all they have to have is a hot dog with a sedative in it, and be waiting for the person, the girls, or whoever's at the house to open the door and let Murphy out. And if that dog is familiar with them, you can hear Lucky talking. He literally is like loving on Jack while Jack's sleeping. All right, enough about my dog. I know. Get on with it, lady. All right. So if they grab that dog and they sedate him, that dog's going to return right back to the house. No problem. But guess what? He's going to crash. He's going to crash. Yes, we heard that there was noises of Murphy barking and carrying on and so forth. But it almost sounds like it was after Murphy was interrupted, like somebody went into Murphy's room. That begs a question too. Honeybee, a whole month. Oh, thank you for everything you do. Aw, thank you so incredibly much. Michaela Miller says whoever's whistling sounds impatient, yelling Murphy's name and trying to get him to come back. That is true. It does. Like they're like, come on, that third whistle, right? Carla says if Murphy was missing when the girls got home, would explain them calling they made to Jack. Oh my gosh! All right, here's the Starlight Star of the Night point, because normally it's a question, but tonight's a statement. It's not a statement, but an aha epiphany. So we now know we have somebody, Murphy, and then they're whistling, calling for Murphy. It's a little after 2, right? The girls get home, and we have 10 calls going to Jack allegedly, including 3 of them being, I believe it was 3, were text messages. And we've been led to believe by the parents of Kaylee that it was, one text was, for God's sake, we share a dog together. If Murphy is missing at that time, you guys, are you following me? Was Murphy put in that house after the murder? Because that would explain a lot why he had no DNA on him. And yeah, you're like, oh, but we heard everybody say, it's even on the ring cam, there was dog barking around 4 o'clock. What if that's after the murder? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Bravo Bree says Kaylee and Maddie got home at 1:56 a.m. So, if this is just after 2 a.m., this would make sense. Aw! Honeybee just gifted 10 beautiful Starlight memberships. Honeybee, my lovely, thank you, darling. That was so sweet of you. Welcome to Chopper 10, Ely Main, Bravo Bree, Kim Jocelyn, Lorraine B, welcome back. Stephen A, you're now a Starlight. Holler Boy Creeker, one more round, no reprieve. Welcome back, lovely. I appreciate you. Bobby, Sherry Urban, NOU812. I love it, you guys. Our voice just gets stronger every time that we do a live where we share with each other. And I really mean that, because those that have that moment of gifting a membership, you know, it for me, it's you're showing so much support to your family. You really are. You're giving all of us a great big hug. And for those that are receiving that membership, you're getting a chance to really get involved in this in a deep way, but you're only gaining a little bit because I share everything with everybody. I share everything with everybody. And then all in all, you all are supporting our channel, me, my boys, and I just want to say a great big thank you and a great big hug to everybody. Hey, Ifsa's here. Hello, Interior Family Studios. Hey, Sassy. Hey, Nay. I know I'm way behind in chat. Tor16 says Murphy being spared points to JD's possible involvement. Or, face it, it does. I was going to be like, or, and spare him. But I'm like, oh, you're right. It does lead me to believe that there could be, you know? That's a good question. Michaela Miller says, like, why so late? Why you yelling for his name at 2 a.m.? That's crazy. I think he got away. I really do. Oh my God. Okay. My mind is wrapping around the front door being found open. Would you do that? Would you go out? I don't know. This opens the door to so much. Donna McQuaid says, bingo. Jenny Draglin says, makes more sense than the crap we've been bad. Dixie Bishop, thank you for the happy Valentine's Day snooper chat, darling. Thank you. Tracy Gear says Murphy was locked in a room. That's why he wasn't barking. Well, when was he locked in that room? Could it have been after the crime? Could that have been where the man's shoe print comes in front of Dylan's room? Somebody bringing Murphy back into the house and putting him in that bedroom. And why would they do that? Why would they do that? Hey, Bugsy, good to see you. Good point, Bugsy. All those brats knew Murphy. Sarah Fagan says, was that Jack, and is that why he didn't answer Kaylee's calls? He was there already? That is a good question. Dreamweaver says, I really appreciate my gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The best Valentine gifts ever. That just warmed my heart so much. That's beautiful. Carla says, question. Maddie had a black jacket that was found outside next to the fire hydrant, allegedly, right? Did they walk Murphy or outside walking to find Murphy? But why would they take that coat off, you guys? Why would anybody take their coat off? It's chilly. I don't get it. Unless they were made to. Born pack rat, a starlight bud for 14 months. Wow. You guys, just so you know, everybody is a starlight, and the buds do not gain anything extra. It's just a donation spot. And so I feel so honored that Born Pack Rat and those that are starlight buds would do something like that. It just warms my heart. Oh, and I have a huge thank you. A huge thank you to Monique Kai. Oh my God. I go check my mail, and UPS had delivered this little box for Valentine's Day from Monique Kai. And I'm like, what? And I open it up, and it is a massive amount of chocolates and I don't even know, like every kind of candy you can imagine. Heavy, heavy bag of candy. But what was so cool, Quentin, what are those things called?
I think they're called Percheros.
Pacheros?
Thank you for sending that. I love them. They're my favorite candy.
Come tell her. Come say it. Say it loud enough they can hear you.
Thank you so much for these, what's it called? Ferrero Rochers or whatever. I love them. They're my favorite.
They're his favorite candy, and it's a case of them. So I woke him up. I'm like, Quentin, it says to Mama D and the boys, and I know it doesn't mean dogs because they can't have chocolate. So Monique, huge shout out to
Yes,
you.
thank you, Monica.
All right. Thank you, Quentin, for coming out and thanking them personally. Dixie Bishop, 7 months as a starlight. Thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, I have the most amazing starlight family. I feel so blessed and I'm thankful for all of you. Angel Light says Unfiltered Lucky sure did a debunking Jack being asleep of last. I will watch that. Started watching it. I got pulled off and distracted by something, and I'm going back to finish that because I love Unfiltered Lucky. I resonate with most of what he says. I appreciate his point of view very, very much. Bravo Bree says maybe Murphy got away or he was spooked by a bad visitor in the house. Interesting. Kat says, could it be possible that while Kaylee was looking for her dog, the intruders and had... I missed that last part. You'll have to redo it. Sorry. Do a read on Murphy? I did do that, hey, nay. You'll have to go check that. Murphy didn't know anything. And I said, I feel like he was drugged. Everything was off. It was woozy. And that's where I came up with my entire theory that Murphy didn't know anything. Like he wasn't there or he was knocked out. And it makes me wonder. It makes me truly wonder if Murphy wasn't there till after the crime. When this crime was staged. Because I truly do believe there was a lot of staging going on. Kat says, oops, I lost that. Woo, it jumped. She says, is it possible? Well, look, okay, I did read that. Sorry about that. Oh, Bravo Bree says, I think Maddie borrowed that big jacket, the black one she's wearing, from Jack D while she was at the corner club. I think that too. I really do. Dreamweaver says if somebody was pulling on Maddie and she was pulling back, it could have slipped off. Ooh, Dreamweaver. I'm tossing you a gold star. That is true, you guys. Think of like self-defense, right? Somebody grabs your sleeve. You are to roll out of your jacket, like do the little turn, right? The pirouette, and spin out of your jacket so that you can run. What are you doing, Lucky? He's literally trying to talk to us in his own voice. Here, Ruby Slipper asks, why doesn't Jack respond to calls or texts the next day? Because he already knew what happened. So I asked that question so hard. I was like pushing it, because I wanted to know that too. And come to find out, according to Kaylee's mom, it was because Jack D was not able to answer his phone. He was being detained and questioned at the police station, which makes sense. So I have to give him that. Tor 16 said Jack D and Adam L are each other's alibis. Let's get you guys something to look at besides that. I forget. I do all the work for you guys, and then I forgot to even put it up. That is true. They are each other's alibis, which always bothers me because they cancel each other out. That's not an alibi. So to me, Jack D nor Adam have an alibi because it's too easy to be like, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. So it's not an alibi. It's without alibi. In fact, if Jack D were a suspect, it would automatically make Adam an accomplice because of the alibi. So if it were Jack D in Kohlberger's spot, well then Jack D would have a codependent, right? Jenny Troglin says Murphy could have been drugged, removed, and then put into Kaylee's room to recover. Wake up. PD said dog in room, but never said barking. Perhaps because asleep still. You could be right, Jenny. Hey, Wildfire Lovely, how are you? Good to see you. Storm Dancer, it's been a hot minute. Good to see you. You say, what if M and K took Murphy out, walked up on E and X in a fight, or K and M yelled stop, they got chased down, and Murphy took off? Well, what if the last true proof of life we have is at 1:52 when the girls let the dogs out? What if this whistle is when Murphy, it's like the first moment that the killers or the assailants are starting their plan, which is to first, and that's so strange because I made a recording today about what an assailant would have to do to secure a place, and securing the dog was number two. Securing the victim and knowing the ETA, the estimated time of arrival and destination of said individual that is being targeted would have to be number one. And then I go into like a lot of them. But I will share that tomorrow. But this would be that moment where there is opportunity for a perpetrator or multiple perpetrators to actually be securing the dog. That's mind-blowing. Hey, Pin Dizzy says that green Elantra out front of the camera at 11:22 creeps me out. It used to be a white one. That green Elantra. I don't know what that means. I really don't. There is a lot going on. There is. Donna McQuaid, hello, and you say, has there been any footage of the cleaners who come to clean after the 4 kids were removed? Because on demolition day, that house was too clean. I agree. I saw white walls. I did. I'm going to pause just for a minute and get a drink. Be right back. I got Quentin. He's on his way to help us with the doggy. She wants in his room really bad. Dreamweaver says, Danny, when you were reading on the Delphi Radical Method Secret Society, okay, about the water, body, and meanings in Moscow, that young man by the creek found. Oh, I know. Y'all, I'll probably do it members behind the scenes because it doesn't get, it doesn't help the channel. YouTube picks up on that stuff, and then there's words and things that are said that we have to discuss, and I can get a shadow ban, right? Where you don't know you are, but you are. Anyway, and it hurts the channel to talk about that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go into private, and the members will have all access. And we're going to be talking about the same thing that we talked about in the Delphi case last night in that video. We're going to be applying the knowledge that we've gained to the IDAHO4 in private. So, if they can have their secret societies, so can we. And that way we don't get shadow banned. But we're going to oh yeah, we're going to dig. And we're going to really look at some stuff because it started making sense. And I was like, oh my God, this is... And then to hear this dog whistler, right? Jenny Troglin says, I've not seen any cleanup footage, and I deep dive research this case again and again. That makes you wonder. Kim Barnier says, in my opinion, someone called that dog away in the dark. No doubt Murphy would bite, at least growl, if anyone was attacking Kaylee. So, what if the girls are actually just let the dog out and this person isn't calling Murphy back to the house, but away from the house, right? And they have no idea that that's going to matter later. We need to know whose voice this is, man. I don't know how we could know that, but Kim Barnier, you had such a good point. Sarah Fagan says perhaps Jack left the door open, the front door, when he went after Murphy. That's a good point, too. Tracy Gear says K&M called JD because they were scared. So, how could he be at the station being questioned, but the murder didn't happen? Okay, let me reread that. K&M called JD because they were scared. So how could he be at the station being questioned? Oh, I thought you meant that we were talking about the next day, Tracy. The next day after is what I was talking about when Kaylee's mom and dad were calling JD and all that. They were saying the reason he didn't pick up the next day and like follow up and be like, hey, Maddie, Kaylee, why were you girls calling me last night? Or why didn't he answer any of Kaylee's parents' calls was because that next day he was being questioned. Sorry about that. Thank you for pointing out that there could be a misunderstanding with what I said. I said it wrong, or I didn't follow through with what I was meaning. Oh, that's so true. Illy Main says, truth about the alibi and how quick Ellie cleared them. Is there any truth to that? Dixie Bishop says, what if the killer was calling Jack or having the girls call him as a hostage situation? Angel of Light, UL, says, proves to me the picture of the girls in the corner bar. They are talking to Jack D, and he isn't happy. So let's think about that. All right? We know we see what appears to be Jack D at the corner bar. They then go to the grub truck, and then the girls head home by a driver named Eric Goer, right? Allegedly. They get home at 1:52. Kaylee's sister Olivia says she knew that because they were picked up on camera toileting their dog. That's all they say. Oh, that's all she says, toileting her dog. Their dog. She says their dog. So toileting their dog does not mean that she took that dog anywhere. She may have just simply opened the door and let the dog out. Now, the girls are in the house, and somebody may have been out there pulling the dog away from the house that the dog's familiar with, right? And then Kaylee and Maddie can't find their dog anywhere. So who are they going to call? Who lives a block away? Who is Adam's alibi? And JD is Adam's alibi, and Adam's is JD's alibi. Who are they calling? Jack D. Why? Because a dog is missing. That, I really believe that. I really, really, really believe that. I truly do. We're piecing this together. Jenny Troglin says D and B leave to not be present. Through front door, leaving it open. Murphy got out. Maybe. What, Dreamweaver, honey? I didn't mean to upset you. Danny, when you said you're reading on Delphi Radical. Oh, yeah, no, don't apologize. No. I totally get it. I'm just saying, I'm looking forward to doing that in private. I'm letting y'all know if you want to do that with me where we dig in to the same information that we learned on the Delphi case last night. If you guys do, I'm letting you know, heads up. Come with me because we're going to be digging that, but we're going to do it in member section only just because I learned last night that YouTube did not put that video out there for anybody to see. The exposure to it was very limited because of the content. They do not want people learning about that. Why? Why should that be censored? Oh, it's not good for advertisers. Okay, but that, right? Ooh. Michaela Miller says, so maybe Murphy was roaming around, was on a trail, and smelt someone he knew. Just being nosy. And then at that moment, everything happened. Wow. I'm saying this opens up so much. This opens up so incredibly much. Hold on a minute. Let's do this. Let's play this again, you guys. Let's go over it. If it'll work. Okay, listen. I'm going to mute. I'm going to mute. Murphy. Short whistle. Long whistle. Twinkle, twinkle. There it is. Wow, that's just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. Whoops. Let's give you something to look at. There you go. Linda Nikita says maybe Jack's part of this was to make sure Murphy wasn't in the house when the crime happened, knowing the dog would go bonkers. He returned the dog after the crime, putting him in the closed bedroom. Dun, dun, dun. All I know is it takes me right back to Jack being in the game again. And it's so interesting when we see that Jack in the Box on the counter, and then we hear that, we're all wondering, is it possible they got DoorDash? And then it's confirmed that they did get DoorDash, that, we were on the right track. Now, it was never confirmed if it was Jack in the Box, because allegedly Jack in the Box closes at 2 in the morning. But then what DoorDash is open till 4 in the morning? Where did that come from, you guys? I never did hear. Joyful Dolphin says when Kaylee was going to leave, later, Jack was stalking her. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. She believes that. He may have been. And Joe Light says JD had 50 minutes to fall asleep according to his so-called alibi. Yeah, if you don't count his time to get home and unwind, right? Carla says, if I'm not mistaken, a neighbor said someone was whistling and calling for Murphy. I don't doubt it now. We hear it for our own ears. Lisa Townsend says, in my opinion, Jack D was the one who was stalking Kaylee. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Dreamweaver, y'all have a blessed Valentine. Aw, thank you, Dreamweaver. You say have a blessed Valentine's Day, my 1111 family. We shall, thank you. And happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Carlos says this video lines up with the neighbor's report. Indeed it does. Donna McQuaid says, wow, my young Kelpie just started growling. She heard that whistle. Weird. I trust dogs. That's one thing I do. Seeking Rainbow says Jack D has never left my mind as a possible suspect. Is that that moment where Kaylee's dad is like, share the strong alibi. Share it. Right? Who had the strong alibi? Was he talking about Jack Showalter? Or was he talking about Jack D? Because he would have known Jack D's alibi was Adam by then. So, who had a strong alibi, but we didn't know what the alibi was? To me, that's Jack Showalter. Could that be Jack Showalter calling Murphy? AAH says, those whistling sounds make me think of people signaling each other, not a dog. Well, and there you go. It could be that they made it sound like they were whistling for Murphy. They do yell Murphy in the beginning. But perhaps they're like, okay, there'll be a signal when I call for Murphy that it's time to go, that it's go time. You could be right. Lily Main says, wouldn't that be great if D or B could identify the whistle and his voice? That would be very interesting. Kim Barnier says, in my opinion, parents would not know Jack's whistle because they were not around daily to see and hear interactions with Murphy. You got a good point. Sydney Queen, hello. Hello to you. Thank you for sending Lucy Lou's mom prayers and a full recovery. Joe Puglish, hello, hello. She says, Jack D. Seeking Rainbow says, and let's not forget the body language that we saw between Kaylee's father and Jack D. Oh, right? Tiffany Crockett says, I think someone was pregnant. Sorry, not sorry, y'all. That's what I feel. Kaylee and Xana, I can't shake it. You don't have to apologize for your opinion, lovely. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Blue Petunia says, Mama, I need to talk to you about this case and about Harmony. I have had, not dreams, not deja vu, something in between in regards to both of these cases. It keeps me up. Well, lovely, I personally, you could share it, but I do not like reading very gruesome details, so you'd have to keep it PG because I don't want to hear or read anything gross or anything disturbing. I have a hard time with Harmony's case. Most people know that because it triggers me so much. I very much truly fell in love with Harmony without ever seeing that child's face, but I can read her energy and I absolutely adore her. And so anytime somebody is wanting to discuss what happened to Harmony, it literally causes me to break down. And I end up having a meltdown and just saying, Daddy threw me away like trash. Daddy threw me away like trash. And so it doesn't go well. Just saying. I prefer not to know, right? I've seen enough, I guess. I've seen enough. It gets to me. Carla says, if Murphy was missing, I believe the girls would have walked the neighborhood to try to find him. They all loved Murphy. I believe that true. I truly do, Carla. And then to see that jacket outside, we're finding clues. Just when we think there's nothing else to get out of it, you know, the Linda Lane footage that we, squeeze the last drop of lemon juice out of the lemon. There it is. Another little tidbit that tells us more of the story. Giuliani says this entire crime was well thought out. Definitely more than one suspect. I agree. Joe Pugler says, I didn't get my notification, so I'm late. Yeah, I know. YouTube's kind of like not promoting me right now because of my Delphi dig. That's what we're going to call it. I didn't do good. I talked about the truth. I probably was put on orange alert, watch what this channel does, but that's okay. That's okay. I got the word out. Other people will dig in. Lisa Townsend, good to see you, says Jack D had a white bandage around his left thumb at the memorial. He tried to hide it with the white paper he was holding. Damn. Sabby BK, there you are. It's been a little bit. I missed you. You say the eerie way Kaylee's dad was staring Jack D down during the candlelight vigil when he went up to speak. This just never left my mind. Like he had so many questions about him and his alibis. It almost looked like he was looking at him. Almost like, this is my personal point. My personal opinion. It felt like he was looking at him like, I know what you did. I know what you did, you MF. I know what you did. That's what it looked like. I'm not afraid to say what I felt like it looked like. Now there's another person, and you're definitely not alone. And you could be 100% right. Tor 16 says whistling might be a code. I agree. That stare down. Yeah. Very creepy. You know, there's a lot to really talk over, but I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to give you, we're going to end with something different. I want you to look this up. It was shared with me. So we're switching gears here. This is Pullman PD. So this is where Brian was from. Well, he was from Pennsylvania, but this is where he was living. Pullman PD settles with WSU student for $50,000 after use of force case. You guys are going to be floored on this. Born Pack Rat. 5 memberships. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you. You guys, it's time for the goat. Get ready. You're going to hear a loud scream. Brace for impact. Thank you, Born Pack Rat. Thank you, everybody, for gifting. And welcome, Infertile with a Turtle. Welcome back, lovely. I absolutely adore your name. Ashley Y, welcome back. Grandma Karen's Closet, welcome, welcome. I like your name. Israel here, welcome. And Amy, welcome, welcome. Everybody has been gifted by Born Pack Rat, so make sure and send lots of love to Born Pack Rat. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. All right, you guys, let's get into this. I'm going to try to speed through this a little bit because there's a lot of information, and so I'm gonna pull away from chat just for a minute to read this to you. This is a very hard read, and the goat is also a trigger warning. Take a deep breath, and if you cannot be triggered, then that's great. Ready to go. If you can be triggered by hearing violence or law enforcement that is dealing with somebody and their injuries are occurred, don't come at me. I'm reading a program, okay? Pullman PD settles with WSU student for $500,000 after use of force in case. Lawsuit documents state that North suffers from schizoaffective disorder. And during an interaction with Anderson and Strongrath, North claims the officers broke his arm, dislocated his elbow, and tased him and choked him until he passed out. I'm not playing it, but I wanted to see what all they do here. So, I don't know how much of the video we get. His face is blurred out. So they wrestle him to the ground. So far, it's all good. And then there's a cut. We don't see a whole bunch. Oh, that arm looks funny color, doesn't it? It's kind of yellow. Okay, gets him up to his feet. Okay, the kid locks his foot around the door jamb. Alright, now they got him. Now they're going to wrestle him. I mean, you guys, this is a hard one. The kid, his knee looks rough. Alright, let's get into this. Whew. Okay. This is a hard one because he is resisting arrest. But that's what you get with mental illness, too. So this author is Caitlin Radoran and Amanda Raleigh, and this dates back 2018 it was published, and it was updated in 2019. Update. Pullman Chief of Police Gary Jenkins has confirmed that the department reached a $500,000 let's try to do that again. $500,000 settlement with Kyle North for the use of excess force during 2016 incident in which 2 officers allegedly tased him until he passed out, broke his arm, and dislocated his elbow. The department does not admit admit any wrongdoing in the settlement. How do I get rid of that? There we go. Jenkins said in the statement that, quote, my position is that the settlement was a business decision made by our insurance carrier to avoid the cost of federal trial and the potential for an unfavorable jury verdict. We do not believe our officers did anything wrong and, in fact, handled the call well by employing their crisis intervention training with patience until the circumstance required officers to attempt to take Mr. North into custody. The officers' actions were to control Mr. North and overcome the physical resistance he was presenting to them. Original story. Days after the Pullman police sergeant was arrested for custodial sexual misconduct, Krim obtained documents about a lawsuit alleging that Pullman police officers used excessive force while taking a Washington State University student into custody in August of 2016. According to the lawsuit filed in federal court on August 15, 2018, Kyle North is seeking damages claiming the officers violated his Fourth Amendment rights. He also accused the department of negligence, outrage, battery, and assault. The suit names the City of Pullman Police Departments, Officers Doug Anderson, Michael Songrath, Chief Gray Jenkins, and Commander Chris Tennant. Lawsuit documents state that North suffers from schizoaffective disorder, and during an interaction with Anderson and Songrath, North claims the officers broke his arm, dislocated his elbow, tasered him, and choked him until he passed out. On Monday, Krim received a copy of the body cam footage. In their response filed on September 18, 2018, by an attorney representing the Pullman Police Department members, they denied any wrongdoing and asked for a jury trial. According to the lawsuit, North drove to Moscow, Idaho on the night of August 17, 2016, with a friend. Over the course of the night, the friend said North began exhibiting odd behavior and grew increasingly paranoid and expressed concerns that he was being followed. Documents from the lawsuit said North told his friend that he wanted to be alone and drove off in his car around midnight. His friend eventually contacted the Moscow Police Department because she was concerned about North's safety, documents said. Officers asked the friend if North was on any drugs or if he had threatened to hurt himself, and the friend told them no. Moscow police contacted Pullman police to assist in doing a welfare check on North. Stop right there. You guys, this is based on a wellness check of North, okay? A wellness check. Hey, Sydney Queen. Long time no see. Morning, Mama D. I've caught up on so many of your videos overnight. I'm going to be a starlight. That's awesome. These peeps, and of course, your input is so serene. I'm loving the lack of toxicity. Aw, thank you, beautiful. Football Cat says, when memberships are given, how is it distributed? Randomly by YouTube. We don't get to pick, or that would be great, right? Randomly by YouTube. AAH says Sigma Chi was nearly kicked out of my university in the late 90s, and it wasn't for safety and fire infractions. And it must be for safety and fire. Wow. Hi, David Miles. How are you? You say, I thought Steve G had said, quote, she had a strong alibi, and that he was referring to DM, BF, or maybe EB. Emma Bailey. Oh, wow. You could be right there. She had a strong alibi. Share the strong alibi. Ooh. That's hard to say. I'll have to leave that up to you guys. Let me know. Give me a 1 if you think it says share the strong alibi. And give me a 2 if you believe it says she has a strong alibi. Either way, you hear it. Now I can hear it both ways, so I'll be of no help. Born Packrat says, I finally figured out how to use this gifting on iPad. That's awesome. I really appreciate it when you guys gift. It's so beautiful. Boomer Girl says, finally made another live. Woohoo! Hey, Mama D, much love from North Carolina. Ah, thank you, Boomer Girl. Welcome to 1111 Tarot, or 1111 True Crime. We did have a name change for the algorithm, right? Cat says, looks pretty. His head was slammed against a door frame. Whose? Oh, right, right. Oh, back to the story. Oh, interesting. Interior Families is talking about that DoorDash and says they may have closed at 2 a.m., but I am sure they would have made deliveries up to 2 a.m. Yeah, but we were talking about 4 a.m. Allegedly, Xana got the DoorDash at 4 a.m. So who is delivering food at 4 a.m.? Leslie Crowder, welcome to 1111 True Crime, says, if Olivia saw on a video the girls coming home and letting the dog out to go potty, shouldn't they know who the DoorDash driver was and who left and left the front door open? Well, I don't think the Ring camera was facing the house. I think that because she says the door cam picked it up, I think she is actually referring to the one mentioned in the PCA at the address of 1112, right? Because that one picks up the dog barking and a loud thud, but it doesn't record anything because it's facing the wrong way. So if she can hear them letting the dog out at 1:52, she would say, we know we heard them get home because they would hear the door. They would hear the girls titter chatter as they go in the house, and then they would hear the door open. Murphy, go potty. And they would hear that. And so Olivia would say, we can verify through Ring Cam, but that doesn't mean that we have the video, right? My Life, Me Living It, I love that name, by the way, says, I love animals, but if it wasn't Jack D, they would have killed the dog. You could be very right. That has been holding me up a lot. That does hold me up. Somebody kicked Jenny out? You got kicked out of chat? Or you got, like, YouTube booped you? Aw. Just a minute. We got to get this done, you guys. Gretchen is like wanting attention. And we are over an hour, so we got to roll with this. All right. I will grab this address. Well, actually, I'll grab both these addresses. I will add them to the video description. So you just got to go in, click on it. You can finish this article. I'm going to tell you right now, this gets insane. This boy alleges that he was absolutely begging and praying for help. Look at this. He broke my arm. He was screaming, he broke my arm. Help me, help me. God help me. Don't let them do this. North yelled, according to the documents. I mean, this gets, like I said, it's absurd if you read this. So, these will be linked down below. I gotta get on puppy duty. I love you guys very, very much. I truly do. I appreciate you guys are incredible. You are absolutely amazing. You give to each other. You give to me. I'm so thankful and so blessed to have you in my life, and I want you to know that. I appreciate all the support that you show this channel. And with that, I will see you again tomorrow night. Same time, and let's get this podcast rolling. Rolling. All right, my beautifuls. With that, I love you to the moon and back.